Hi, March 2021 issue of the Living the Lotus, published by Richard Kosei-kai, Buddhist Community. On top page of it, you find an essay by their founder, Reverend Nikkyo Niwano, called the Even Adversities Are Blessings from the Buddha. What does he mean by that? So today I want to discuss with you this essay, and I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. So let me read aloud. Some people have a habit of saying, "Oh, darn it," whenever something happens. I do the opposite, Nimano is saying. Whenever I encounter a problem, I tell myself, now things have gotten interesting. I think the difference between these two responses is very important. When you think, "Oh, darn it," you shrink from facing the problem. If, on the other hand, you make up your mind by telling yourself, "Let's do this," you will be able to take action immediately. And once you jump into action, you will always find a way. This, in turn, helps you gain self-confidence. As we celebrate the anniversary of Richard Kosei-kai's founding, I guess their founding month is March. That's why they're quoting this essay, probably. I think back to when I learned from my teacher, Skinnabarai, that Buddhism is the way that extinguishes suffering. I leapt with the excitement of having found a teaching that could relieve all suffering. The key to this is regarding inauspicious conditions, situations that are unfavorable to you, as blessings from the Buddha, and learning to accept them as auspicious conditions. I've approached everything from this point of view. If you can't look at things this way, I don't think you can truly consider yourself a person of faith. I would like leaders in Richard Kosei-kai in particular to engrave this deeply onto their hearts. Kaiso Zuikan 10. Reflections by Founder, I guess. That's written in Japanese, volume 10, published in 1997, page 26 to 27. Okay. So, what do you think about this essay? What kind of thoughts come to you? So here's what I want to offer, and I would love to hear your thoughts about this. So to me, it's interesting to find the difference between the saying that, okay, some unfavorable situations happens, and you either say, "Oh, darn it," or you say, "Huh, now things are getting interesting." So what's the difference between them? That's a linguistic orientation. That's the difference, right? And Niwano was saying the difference of this linguistic orientation, I mean, that's my language, is either a choice, your choice of retreat from the problem or facing the problem. One is, maybe it's fair to say, passive approach or active approach. I mean, they can be used in both, but here in a general sense, let's face the problem. That's what he's going to, right? But the facing the problem doesn't stop there, according to my notes. Facing the problem, and then that leads to further steps toward the alleviation of the end of suffering. What's the next step? Well, facing it, and then you think, okay, let's do this. And then you will find a way. That further leads to gaining a self-confidence. So, according to the difference of this just linguistic orientation of retreat or facing it by saying, "Oh, darn it," or "Now things are getting interesting." This linguistic differentiation has a tremendous difference of further implications in our everyday life. That's what he's getting at, it seems like to me. And this is furthermore interesting. This is the last point before I end this video. So, to me, this is a kind of interesting contrast. So, in the United States, I mean, as a Japanese coming to the United States and hanging around in the circles of Buddhism, you oftentimes hear the word like the value of the mindfulness and the value of being calm, staying calm in spite of the some chaotic or unfavorable situations you face in your everyday life. And Buddhism is often, that's where the Buddhism kicks in, and people seek some hints how to stay calm in the midst of favorable situations. But Nirvana's approach is interesting, kind of the opposite, right? He's not like remaining calm. He's just excited about the problem, right? Mindfulness that I often hear in America is a way of how to calm yourself. But Nirvana's approach is the opposite. How to get excited about the unfavorable situations. But both approach, mindfulness and Nirvana's now things are getting excited approach, goes towards peace of mind. Different approaches, but goes to the same direction. But one is the mindfulness, so kind of the peace, but the quiet peace, peacefulness. Nirvana's one is with the excitement, so kind of the not quiet peace, but like a active peace or exciting peace, excitingly peaceful, or like a, I don't know, like a party peace, rather than quiet mindfulness, quiet peace. Both are kind of mindful peacefulness, but the approach is very interesting. So I was thinking about how would that apply to my life, or even imaginary scenarios. Like, let's say, when I go to bed tonight, if I find myself tomorrow morning when I wake up being kidnapped by some aliens and myself being in a spaceship of theirs towards their planet, would I be able to say, now things are getting excited? Or would I just say, oh, darn it? According to Nirvana, if I took the first approach, which is to say, oh, now things are getting excited, I should be able to find a way rather than retreat and get freezed by the situation. I mean, this is an extreme example, but whenever unfavorable situations happen to our lives, I sometimes tend to be retreating from the problem rather than facing it. So what are your thoughts on this essay? And let's discuss. I would love to hear your thoughts and your wisdom. If you would like, please leave your thoughts in the comments below, and please make sure to subscribe this channel. Let's have a party piece. Thank you for watching.